When you are weary, my sister and brother, lean on my shoulder. We empower one another. Stand together, but if we must fall, I fall with my family, my allies, and all. This new union we've formed shall not fade. Rise anew, my kingdom. Find unity in the crusade.
My child, though I know your success would be the end of all things as we know it, it is still disappointing that it has come to this. Every soul in existence has emerged from my being, and while they may be separate, it was always my hope that love and care would build from this, not division and destruction. But, I suppose, through conflict, bonds of unity have been woven. Thus, why the ruler of the material plane must be the one to hold the seal of unity. Your ancient enemy. Unlike yourself, Lucifer, King Leonari is selfless, would do anything to save anyone. Even in your heart, I'm sure you sense that this act that he asks of his kingdom is not out of malice, but that of necessity, with great sadness. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, of course. As I wait, you're powerless and weary. I've watched tremendous events so far. Fate, Weaver, the strength of your cunning is reflected in your magical fortifications, where even the fearsome leader, Tiernan Tempestson of the violent Seventh Cycle, cannot penetrate your form. And it is well that you have, for when the army of war rushed upon you, secrets of the ribbon locked you in a fateful encounter with your dearest brother Delios. I wonder, did your invulnerability prevent the emotional damage that no doubt you felt as you spent your last final moments with your brother, plummeting down into one of Asmodeus's many eyes? Of course not. You made a difficult decision, my son. You gave his soul closure before oblivion. Then, with the dimensional door to a distant eye, you gave it quite the pain as you descended into it. With magical prowess, you stepped into your demiplane for a moment. I see your plans, my son. Know that you are known. Through Rogal, you have bestowed your saintly powers to many across the battlefield, empowering your allies as you came across another horseman of the devil. Cannibal Billy, leading the army of Pestilence. During his absence of the material plane, he had been molded and infused with the realm of Pestilence, Paroxysmal. It seems even after all this, he was not a match for the might of Janus's avatar riding atop Mortimer's bedrooms. With the infamous serial killer of Evermeadow, whose spree dated back before even the prince had gone missing, finally banished, you have fulfilled your destiny. I know you feel it. The passion of my domain forging your divine will to those allies in need. Divinity has its home in each divine realm amongst the astral sea. The ability to materialize in your world is taxing to say the least. Until now. With your seal broken, the gods that have watched over you for so long can now fight alongside the holiest of crusades. They live and die, same as you all. And their presence brings paladins such fervor and increased might to the crusade as a whole. The battle is getting intense. Heroes, Nyx, Mortimer's angels, and Famine himself were face to face with the dreaded opposition. Leroy, Dirge, Mikhail, and the army of death. I know it could not have been easy to lay low someone you care about so much, but know that his suffering is finally at an end. With his demise, Mortimer shall rise, swiftly using Malpai's portal, much like Rogal, to reach the thrones of creation and destroy the seal of redemption. Brought such purifying power to the Allied forces. Now, Mortimer's cleansing flames spread to all friendlies, magic and weapons, causing what would normally destroy these souls. Chance for Mortimer to judge them to gain a second chance in his divine realm, should they be worthy. And, with his close relationship to Alima and Raziel, he's been given the power to resurrect the newly fallen. Not only this, Nyx accomplished her cosmic destiny too. Now she sits on her throne, like the Night Queen she is, waiting to break the seal, like her comrades. The Leviathan pirates, led by Veritas Alazarison, have transformed into a mighty storm serpent, after the sacrifice my son Hades made in order to defend the steward who formerly shielded him from Asmodeus' wrath. They have made swift work of their enemies, and along with the rest of the Crusade's exploits, many have fallen, including the treacherous Deirdre and her 9th cycle fueled by Artica, the lustful rulers Jack and Claire from the 2nd cycle, Mammon's Reclaimers, and much more. And a surprise to all, the Deathborn from Rasiel's realm destroyed one of Asmodeus' spare arms, as did Prince Veladius with his paladins of Bahamut, with the paladins of the leprechaun god, Seamus, smiting the fury of Fierna. Magus Supreme floated high above the field of battle in his Vegemite tower, with his defender providing aid to those in need across the blasted hellscape. More grand schemes are being put into motion even as we speak. Rest assured, demons, there's much to fear. And Daricus, deposing storm clouds high above the action, lets loose the tears of the primordials from time to time, and has been able to achieve one of his radiant requirements. And now the forces of good and evil shall soon collide for one explosive battle that shall shake the foundations of the world. And yes, sadly, there will be blood.